Let's see if the Wi-Fi works while I'm driving. I haven't done a Facebook Live while I was driving for so long. Obviously, I'm not going to be responding to comments while I'm driving. However, I was doing some one-on-ones today. I had a whole bunch of one-on-one clients today, and this was the common theme today. It's something I taught about in the free 3-day training that I did. But it's something that we need to be reminded. Like, basically, if I came on once a week and had this live with you guys, your life would transform massively. And here's the concept behind it. Are you ready? I'll give you a backstory to support you in being able to know what I'm talking about, okay? So let's say that you're launching a program, and it was a 3-week launch. And for 2 weeks, you showed up probably not perfectly, not completely consistently, because when you're first starting, we don't do things perfectly, do we? So you're launching a 2-week program, and you have 1 week left, and the program starts in 1 week from now. Today's Wednesday, so it starts on Wednesday. You have 7 days left. Most of the clients who've even had some success, they have one-on-one clients, maybe even making 6 figures, 20K a month, something like that. They will still, oh, there's a huge accident in front of me. Everybody's okay. Sending love, sending prayers. Okay, so even people who have success, they're still going to have a story about somebody should have signed up by now, and there's a maximum amount of pressure, a maximum amount of tension, right? So track with me for a second here, because this is going to support you in creating everything that you want right now, and you're going to understand how time doesn't have to pass for this to happen. Okay, so you have 7 days left, and most people's mindset is like, people haven't joined for 2 weeks. I must have a bad program. I'm not saying the right thing. I don't know what I'm doing. This is going to fail. Maybe I should launch something else. Maybe I should change the program. Maybe I need to change my niche. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm in the wrong, program. And if you guys think that only happens in the very beginning, you're wrong. Because I remember year 2, even year 3, when I threw stuff out there and it went flat, and I just started making up all these different stories. Because that's your brain's job, right? They're loading them into the ambulance. Oh, there's people laid out on the road. Oh, it's a motorcycle. Oh, for crying out loud. There's helmets all over the road. Oh, man. Okay. Slight distraction. Oh, my goodness. Ugh. Okay. We're just going to trust that those people, the right people were sent, and all turns out well. Okay. What was I saying? Whew. Right. Okay. So even seasoned people are going to have those moments where they're like, what the hell? And they're going to start making up stories, because your brain's job is to make up a reason why something happened. Because if you don't know why it happened, then you're not safe. You can only be safe if you know why it happened. I need to make up some kind of reason. So your brain will search for whatever friggin' the easiest reason is, and it's going to latch on to that reason as to why we're experiencing what we're experiencing, why we're not getting what we want, why we haven't made money yet, why we haven't whatever we're doing, right? That's your brain's job. You got to know that. You got to know that, oh, that's what my brain's going to do. Of course it's going to do that. This is a natural part of the process. Of course that's going to come up for me. But we got to know how to handle it. So here's the difference, right? So here I am coaching a person, and, the situation came up, and my coaching to her was, okay, let's just say that you created this program and you're launching it for the first time today, and you're doing a 7-day launch. Would you show up differently? Yes. Okay. Now let's say that all of your children, right? Because this amazing woman does foster children and everything. She's an incredible, amazing human being. Let's say all of your children get tuition-free college, every single one of them, any university of their choice, they get tuition-free college. If you get 10 people in this group in 7 days, are you going to show up even differently? Yes, I'll show up even more differently. Right. So why are we showing up the way we're showing up when so much more is available for us? And what is it going to take? Now, just picture that for a second. Picture if you have the mindset of, I'm like, literally no matter what, I'm doing this, how differently we show up, how the prolific results that we get in our life when we're in those kind of circumstances and situations where we have no choice but to make it work. Like, I have to do this, I have to make it work. And there's like, basically, especially if you're a woman, I don't know what this feels like for a man, but any woman out there, tell me in the comments if you know exactly what I'm talking about. There is this motherfucking fire inside of you. There is this armor. You're like the woman on the top of a hill in full armor. And there's a fire inside of you. Like, if you're going to touch someone I love, if you're going to mess with someone I love, if there's a circumstance, if you put me up against the wall, if you corner me, if you cage me, there's a fire and a power inside of a woman that there's nothing on the planet that's going to stop it. Someone comes after one of your kids and you are going to move mountains and oceans, and it's going to disappear in the blink of an eye. There's not going to be problems. There's not going to be walls. There's not going to be an excuse on the planet that will stop you from showing up and protecting your child if something's coming after it. Because that's just the fire that we have inside of us. That's the strength we have inside of us. What's unfortunate is that most people will only tap into that power inside of them when we've pushed ourselves to the brink. Like, I'm going to just let my finances get so bad, and then once they're so bad and I'm like, oh my God, I have no choice but to finally show up and create this, then we'll shift into that mode. We'll shift into that level. Now, there's a way to sidetrack that, right? So most people I know can't just magically push themselves into that level of showing up for no reason. There has to be like a root and an anchor and a reason why we're shifting into that mode. And for me, I pull in the resources that are going to launch me to the next level, and I invest in things that push me to that next level so that I unlock that part of me that will show up really huge and really brave. Of course, the other way that we do it is by being around people who call us to it, right? So I called her to this level. I was calling her from the place of defeat and this isn't working, and lying to herself about, like, you know, that's what we do. All of us do. Every human being on the planet does this. We're like, oh, I tried everything and it's not working. Like, okay, but is that really true? Did you really try everything? No, that was a load of bullshit. I'm not really trying everything. And secretly on the inside, I'm like, well, I could get away with fucking off for one more month because I can just get one more credit card, or I could fudge these bills this way, or I could quit this thing over here, and then I could get away with one more month of screwing off or not showing up really big or brave or not really going for it all the way. And that's the stupid games we play with ourselves. And that's the shit that we got to choose mentors who will call us out on that stuff and be like, I don't know, really? Are you really doing everything? Did you really show up really big for this? Did we shift into the mode of locking this in and making this happen no matter what, because we have a desire that we really long for, that we're locked into? Like, I get to have this thing. I'm so excited about creating this thing in my life. Do you know why you're showing up and doing it? Right? So this is just a reminder of the level that's available for us. And here's the real question, like anything else. You guys know my motto by now. Anyone in my tribe, my children for sure, and my friends, close friends, my family, they know my real motto is whatever actually works, right? Whatever actually fucking works. What's really actually going to work to shift you into that mode where you're snapping out of that, like, okay, I'm doing my best and I'm trying, and no, really I'm doing this, and I'm sort of like resisting and I'm battling and I'm sitting down and I'm not getting it done, and you know, I'm showing up like every couple of days or every day, but like you're not locked into that deep, powerful voice. And most importantly, you're not actually tuning into the creative ideas that you have outside of what you've figured out. I don't know if everybody can understand that or not. Because there was a season in my life where I didn't understand that, and really I resisted understanding it for so long, but I understand it now. So what I'm saying is there's a story we have of like, I only get to have what I can figure out. So let's say there's many people that reach out to me. They want to join Diamond Mastermind or do my one-on-one coaching. And the one-on-one coaching is full right now, just so you guys know. I'll let you know when it's back open, but the Diamond Mastermind is open. So they want to join it, but they're like, you know, I haven't made the resources yet. And so what I call my people to is like, okay, that's called red zone. That's called like, okay, I'm locking in how I'm making this happen. Right now, I can't figure out how to make it happen. So that means my experiences, my wisdom of what my foresight is, what I'm able to see in my life, I can't figure out how to make this happen. I can't figure out how to clear my debt. I can't figure out how to make this investment in a mentor. I can't figure out how to make the money I need for whatever the thing is, right? I can't figure that out. And I understand that. And that can feel really scary when we're in a position where our bills seem bigger than what we can figure out. Now, what I'm telling you is if you were calm and in a normal state and someone was coming, you know, your child was under a car and you were like, well, I can't figure out how to flip the car off. Do you think the mom that flips the car off her baby figured out how to do it? Or did she just something snap inside of her and she decided and she locked into something deep and something that matters so much to her? And there was no process of figuring it out. It was a decision and an action. And whatever needed to fucking happen to back it did happen. And that's just the end of the story because she was so committed and she was locked into something that meant so much to her. And I know that's a dramatic example, but isn't that the thing though? Like nobody believed that anyone could run a mile in 4 minutes either, but one person did it. All of a sudden everybody else did it too. Like, we have so much power available for us inside of us, and what it really takes is for us to lock into something that is going to shift us to that level. And it's about understanding that you don't get to only have on the planet what you can figure out, what you've experienced, and what you get to, like, I watch these other coaches do this, and I figured out to do these things, and, you know, I know these sales tricks, and I know this kind of marketing language, and blah, 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 blah. That's not how it works. That's not all you get to have. You get to have infinite abundance. You get to have unlimited support, unlimited wealth, unlimited joy and happiness, but that's going to require you shifting state. It's the state. So that's why when you hear people talking about, it's not about how. You lock into something, you show up, you do it, and you look back and you're like, oh, that's how I did it. You don't know how you did it before. You never knew how you were going to do things that were the most profound things in your life. How am I going to find a husband and get married? How am I going to fall in love? You didn't figure out how to fall in love. You locked in that feeling and that longing, and then you scanned for it and stepped out into the world, and it happened, right? So you wouldn't be like, oh, this is the method I took to fall in love, right? Like, that's not the way it is. All of the most profound, amazing, incredible things that happen in our life, we look back and we're like, oh, that's how that happened. I can see how that happened now, including building your business. And of course there's steps you can take, but that's not it. That ain't the thing. The thing is locking in who you're being. So if you want to make more money, if you want to have more powerful breakthrough, if you want to be the savvy human being who's showing up and is scaling every single level of her life and really supporting the people, watching transformation, holding space for people to be lit up and have transformation, be like, oh my God, you're changing my life, and watching their life change and get better and better in front of them, you work on who you're being. It's the energy of who you choose to be, your beliefs about who you are, what's available for you, and the reactions you have in circumstances, the reactions you have when something requires discipline, the reactions you have when something requires faith, the reaction you have when something requires courage, right? The reaction you have to in moments when you're, dealing with creativity that's longing to come through, or ideas and instincts that come through, and then you're backing them. It's your reaction to those things that will create the life that you're looking for. And here's the most important piece of this. It doesn't take time. That's why when I hear people saying like, oh, it takes 5 years to do this. No, it doesn't. It doesn't take 5 years to do this. Do you know how long it takes? It takes however long it takes for you to do whatever's actually going to get you to shift your state into this place and wire those reactions into your body. That's how long it's going to take. So how long is it going to take for you to hit millions? However long it takes to wire this kind of reaction to life into your system, and the belief of worthiness, and really the belief of like, I am a savvy human being. I'm decisive. I can handle any situation that comes my way. Everything that happens for my good. It's for my expansion. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad this happened. Yeah, this is difficult and annoying and hard, but I'm so glad it happened because it's exactly what I needed to shift up to that next level and up level. That is our response. That's, oh, this shitty fucked up situation. That is exactly what I needed. I'm so glad that happened. Oh, it's so good, right? These are not normal reactions, people. These are not, right? Like, oh, I'm having a horrible money month. Okay, I'm hiring that person. I'm pulling in massive amounts of support because I'm having a bad financial month. Most people have bad financial months, and they contract. They contract and they hold back. Not me, not the people who are crushing life. You know that pulling in the resource and expanding yourself and going into a state of expansion is the thing that's going to launch you, that's going to get you out of that squeeze in the middle. And when you're in the very beginning and you don't have those initial resources, sit your ass down and write down 20 ways, 30 ways, 40 ways, up to 100 ways. I have called my clients to write down 100 ways. And when I was first starting, I wrote down 100 ways. I did public fundraisers. And that shit was embarrassing, but it worked. I made $850. And back then that was life-changing amounts of money, right? I literally put my ass in a position where I had no choice but to do crazy things like fundraisers in order to make the money to invest in myself. But if you really want it, if you're committed to the level of like, my kids, this medicine will save my kid's life, you know what I mean? Like if I actually do this and I'm successful, this will save my son's life. And so you shift into that level and that gear. Running a public fundraiser is no brainer. Like, are you kidding me? Of course I would do that. Now, if you believe that you're as worthy, your success and your happiness and your joy is the same level of importance as saving your son's life or getting that life-changing medicine for a person, you're going to shift into this gear. It's about believing that you are savvy innately and that you are worthy innately. And when you change the vibe that you are and the belief system that you have on the inside and who you're being, everything else falls into place. It was never about figuring it out. You never needed to prove anything or be any better or be smarter or figure anything else out. It was never about that. And that's why you can have instant changes right now. You don't need to be patient. You don't need to wait. You don't need to figure it out. You don't need to erase mistakes that you made. You don't need to do it perfectly for 6 weeks before it'll actually break through and happen. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So this is the intention behind the Savvy group. This is the vibe in the Savvy group. This is the work that we're doing inside of the Savvy group. We're calling in, showing up on the planet to this level. And not only that, we're wiring in our worth. We're wiring in how we're being, the vibration that we're standing in, the expectations that we have in our reaction to things in life in every single area of our life. So now, what's the magical way that you keep your commitment to yourself? You keep telling yourself, I'll do this over and over, and then you keep breaking it. This is the magical way that we do it. And the most powerful way to do it is in an experience with other people. That is the most powerful way to do it. Yes, you can do it on one-on-one coaching, but it's different and it's more powerful when you're doing it with a group of other people. It just is. There's a higher vibration, there's a higher energy, there's a group dynamic, there's a doing it together, sort of like you rise with the tides, right? So like everyone's strength comes together and it combinates and it creates a power that's just different, which is why I run almost everything I do, I run as groups. And even when I did one-on-ones, I just gave all my groups away for free. So my Diamond Mastermind, my one-on-one clients, they get every group I do because I know the power of the group. That's why I do that. So even my one-on-one clients, they get that one-on-one attention and time, but every single time they get all of my groups. So they get that backup from the groups. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me park right here. I'm about to go on a date. That is right. Okay, let me scan 3 and see. I knew somebody was going to start nagging about driving, but I was just going to let you guys do that. I'm okay with that. Hi, Katie. Hey, Jeanette. Oh my God, I miss you. Seatbelt where? Okay, I'll put the seatbelt on next time. Oh, thanks, Matt. Hi, brother. Yay, D. Yes, Jennifer. I saw your audios. I will get back to you ASAP. I am, actually, I have some time. I'll do it right now. Okay, so that's the call. If this resonates with you, if this is the energy that you want to step into, really what I'm asking you to understand is the concept of not figuring it out and trying to do so much that you figure it out and try to figure out what to do to make it better. That's so easy. I literally would just hand that shit over to you for free. Like that is literally the easiest part in the world. That is not the part that's going to make you break through. It's not the reason why only 1% of people are hitting 7 figures and only 6% of people are hitting multiple 6 figures in this field is because that's not it. If that was true, if it was true that that was it, then every single person that knows that, oh, this is how you do it would have hit all those numbers. That's not it. Because you can know what to do, but then when the tension hits, like I did a 2-week launch and it's 7 days before the launch hits, your brain is going into like, oh, this must not be working. Your vibe is just going lower and lower and lower instead of rising and rising and rising. There's a big difference. This is about who you are being and who you believe you are and what you get to have. It's about the skill of being savvy. I can't think of a better word. That's why I named it savvy. Like it is the skill of being a savvy human being. Because when you are, your reaction to everything is different. And in one day, you have 27, I'm just making up numbers, right? But you have 27 reactions in just one day. And what happens is all that work got done. And now you have tomorrow. And now tomorrow, I'm open and available for all tomorrow's work because I did the work today. So now in tomorrow, I'm gonna have 27 reactions that put me on the level of dealing with the next day. Can you see how rapid the results would be? People wonder how I had such profound results. My first year in had 400K month. That's ridiculous. 400K year. Nobody does that. That was ridiculous. I was not expecting that on any planet. But this is why. It's compounding results because your reaction to things are so significantly different and your energy to things is so different. And that's the work. And that's why you're hearing everybody say the same thing over and over and over. It's not about how. I promise it's not about how. Everything that has made my business savvy, I'll tell you every single thing, that's not going to do it for you. Unless you're doing this work I'm talking about right now, you will keep sitting there trying to figure out how and doing all the tasks and be like, what the hell? It worked for this person and that person. It worked for me, Andy. Why is it not working for me? I'm literally telling you the reason why right now. So if you're not hearing this because you're worried about being sold to something, like you're worried about getting sold into the Savvy program, take that off the table. Decide right now, I'm not doing Savvy. And I want you to still hear my voice. Right? I need you to still hear my voice. I need you to hear what I'm saying because this is it. I'm literally just sharing my heart with you for you to understand because my purpose on this planet is to support people in understanding how easy it is to make money and how available it is for them and how you get to have the experience of life that you long for. And all of your longings, when you feel a hell yes in your soul, is the thing guiding you to the next action. So your longing means that is part of your purpose. Your longing is illuminating your purpose, right? Like, that is part of my purpose. Did I understand why getting a Chanel bag was part of my purpose? Hell no. That made no sense. After I got it and followed through and obeyed myself, I understood how that was part of my purpose. But not until then. You don't get to understand that until after you've been obedient and you've taken action. Then you start to understand, right? So your longings will bring your purpose to life, and then your purpose, okay, so this is my purpose. My purpose is to teach other people in order to be wealthy, to believe in abundance, to understand their worth, and to step into and engage in a life that makes them lit up and happy and joyful and excited and fulfilled. So that means, since I have that longing, since I have that purpose, it means that I also intrinsically have all the power I need to do that. Which means those moments when reacting to things like, I can't, and what if this doesn't work, and I'm scared and I'm nervous and I don't want to make this shift, all of that's just fluff that we literally don't have to pay any attention to. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Okay, so if this feels hard to understand, nope, not even that. Yes, if it feels hard to understand, go back and rewatch this. But if it triggers you, go back and rewatch this. If it feels like I already know this and I'm still not having what I want, then you need to go back and rewatch this 10 times, because that's the hardest, toughest place to be. Like, I already know this stuff and it's still not working for me. You're not hearing it fully then. You're not really hearing it. You're hearing it like, oh, I hear it up here, but you're not hearing it, like allowing it in. So my call to you is to go take a few deep breaths, take a walk, do what you need to do, shake it off, remind yourself who the fuck you are and what's available for you. And of course, if it's available for one person, it's available for everyone. When we were babies laying down in a bed somewhere, it wasn't obvious that like, oh, Mandy gets to have this kind of life, but I don't. That's crap. That's some kind of story that got stuck on you. We're shaking that shit off, and we're going to allow this to penetrate us in, like let it go into our body, into our soul, so we can really hear it in a way that makes a behavior change. So we're going to take some brave action. We're going to make some commitments, etc., right? That's the way we need to hear it. Not just like with our ears and keep it in our head. That's more, I'll figure this out. And how's that shit working, right? I know it seems so true. It does. It feels so true. Like, I'm just going to figure this out. I know it feels true. It does feel good to know how to do it. And I'll teach you guys all of that in Savvy. We're doing that week 2. I'll teach you everything you need to know. But if that were true, you would already have the results. That shit doesn't work, and we know it. We see evidence of that everywhere in our life. I know exactly what to eat and how to work out, but yet I don't do it. Why? I know exactly how to do this. I know I could be doing this and this consistently every day, but I don't. Why? This is what we're rewiring in Savvy. And the levels we're going to scale, you'll scale faster and harder in this 8 weeks than most people do in their entire life. End of story. Okay, so if this resonates with you, there's more information, mandyperry.com/savvy, or you can just PM me directly, and I will get back to you. And I know that there's a couple people who have PM'd me. I will get back to you guys right now. Oh, Susan sent it. Oh, yes. Okay. So the link that, oh, Susan's done. Yay. Okay. My team just dropped for you. I have a special gift for you. There is a link down here to a free video that I just did today in the Savvy group. It's the prep work. So today we began the prep work for the group. On Monday, we begin week 1 training on Monday. So the doors will close shortly after that. So you can go and you can watch, you can see the energy of the prep work, the energy of the girls in the group, and you can just have that as a free gift. So that's in the link right there, mandyperry.com/savvy-sneak-peek/ at the end, I think. Anyway, the link's right there. So feel free to go watch that, enjoy that, and PM me and reach out if you feel like, hell yes, it's time for me to shift into this mode. I'm ready, no matter what. And we're doing it, and we're locking in, and we're going to get what we came for. Okay, I love you guys very much. Hi, Mommy. My mom just hopped on. Have a great night. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and PM me about the program if you feel like this is for you. Enjoy the free training, okay? All right, love you guys. Hey, Susan, can you post that to the link where the people drop the emoji so they have it too? Okay, thank you. Love you guys.